So we're at Birmingham in not the NEC, just slightly outside, and I'm here with the creators of the game Frosthaven. They're going to tell us about the game, the history, why they make it, what they love about it, how much it's going to go on the market for, price-wise, like money-wise, like on Steam.
We still don't have it announced.
Oh, we're going to get it in here with that special embargo.
Hello, my name is Hristo Petkov, and I'm the game director for Frosthaven. We at Snapshot Games started working on this game probably, I think, over 3 years ago. And because we are big fans of the board game and board games in general, we contacted Cephal Fair, and with the help of Asmodee, we get the pleasure to actually build this incredible game. The game itself, if you haven't heard about Frosthaven before, is a sequel of Gloomhaven. Gloomhaven is a board game, a critically acclaimed board game, top of the board game arena site for quite a while. And the Frosthaven had like a very successful Kickstarter, about I think $13 million.
Wow.
It was the biggest one for a board game ever. And the Gloomhaven wasn't done by us. Gloomhaven digital game wasn't done by us, but we got the pleasure to actually do the Frosthaven one. The game is big. It has like 136 scenarios, 17 starting characters, 150 different characters, probably around more than 200 hours of gameplay.
So your brain's going to expand just by playing this game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an extremely big game. So currently we are aiming to start early access later this year. We already did a beta, about 1 month beta with core fan base, 3,000 players.
Oh wow, okay.
And very good feedback, and we are actively working with the community of the board game and digital fans to actually improve the game during early access, probably around a year of early access. So yeah, if you have any questions.
Do you have any input you want to throw in for yourself?
Well, I can introduce myself. My name is Bojidar. I'm the community manager for Snapshot Games.
Oh, community manager, we like that.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, Hristo was basically said everything there was to say. We are really glad for the feedback from the beta, and yeah, we're looking forward to the early access to see how things will go, if people will like it. Oh yeah, also yeah, we are planning to launch the community council, which is we plan to have some people that are really big fans of the board game already, so we can get their feedback before we actually release content. So we can release it more stable. We can make changes.
But also we can make changes on the board game, because currently the game is like 95% the board game. But we can make changes to the game that the board game cannot make that easily, because they are printing and so on. And we are working with Isaac, the developer of the board game, and this community to actually make those changes happen. For example, some missions are too hard, maybe we can change them. Which in the board case of the board game, they need to re-release a second version, which will take years and very expensive. For us, it's much cheaper to do it.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite character in the game that like you got to implement from the board game into that actual video game?
Overall?
Yeah.
Or to play?
How about both?
Okay, so to play, my favorite one is the Blink Blade.
Over there, right behind you.
This
I
guy.
did get the pins, yeah.
Yeah.
He's also my favorite.
Yeah.
Like a little goblin, yeah?
It is a very intricate player. It's not in the beta currently, in the demo.
Oh.
It had
Holding out on us, yeah?
It was in the beta. It's not in the demo.
He's still a starting character.
He's the starting character, so it's available at the beginning of the game. But it's a very interesting character. It has a lot of combinations with it. Every character in this game actually has its own mechanic. It's completely different. Its play style compared to the others. This one has like a speed mechanic.
Okay.
So you can either play it fast or slow, and your cards do different things depending on what you choose. So it's very cool character, and yeah, very nice looking. And another one that is my favorite, it's not here. Yeah, I'm just looking if it's here.
Oh no.
Overall character is called the Prism.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not the actual name of the character, but because the board game community is very
Creative.
yeah, very
Very
spoilery, yeah, strict about spoilers,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's unlocked later in the game,
Oh, okay.
and they call it by the symbol. The symbol is a prism.
Oh, okay.
So the prism,
It's really cool.
Smart,
It's
yeah.
yeah,
really cool.
is my favorite character. It's very unique character because it's a robot kind of character, and he has a lot of small robots that it summons, and it can switch with them. It's very interesting character to play.
yeah.
I don't know what is your overall favorite. The Trapper maybe.
Oh yeah, I think it's the trap. It's just a trap. Yeah, he's really cool.
He's a small wormling with a big hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And a pipe.
And a pipe.
Oh.
And he's
So
all
you like him as the player?
yeah.
Yeah,
And he all
brings his sleigh.
sleigh
him,
with
yeah.
different traps on it.
He's really cute. He's really cute.
And he's small being and it contains in one
He's even
hex.
smaller than him, than the bling blade.
Smaller than this guy.
Yeah.
Would he be like maybe this size?
Not that small.
Oh, alright.
Who knows?
Cool.
He's a wormling, but it's a very cute one. Yeah, he has very cool animations. Because his head, he has ears,
Yeah.
and they go through the head. There's a hose in the head,
Yeah.
and he gets the head down, gets from the pipe,
Yeah.
and then he gets the head back.
He's really cool. Yeah.
Very cool guy.
Did the artists like to animate that? Did they enjoy
Yeah,
animating
they,
that?
they really enjoyed it
Yeah.
because, as I said, the game is this already designed. Game
Yeah.
design wise, we have very small changes that we had, but our artists had a lot of options to actually put their own vision into it.
Yeah.
Because in the board game, some things are only in the text,
Yeah.
right? They say this blacksmith was very, for example, like an undead blacksmith who is dragging his hammer and so on. But this is not
But
visible.
it didn't show what the hammer looked like.
No,
Okay,
nothing.
okay.
And we actually they created
Yeah.
all this. For example,
Okay.
this guy.
Yeah.
We don't have it.
We don't have
but
half the characters.
but we have it. But we have it in the game, which is
Okay.
the drifter.
Oh, okay. I seen that in the pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His mace
Yeah.
was supposed to have a mouth at the end.
Oh.
Yeah, and the artists were really created a really interesting looking maze like that, like it's eating at the end. It's really cool. You can see it in the demo. This one is visible.
So are most of the people that are working on the computer games making it, were most of them fans of the board game originally, or there's some people that are completely
I would
new
say
to it,
the
or-
the core group of the company actually are fan
Yeah.
of board games in general.
Okay.
And there are several people, especially one of our QAs, which is a huge fan. Our lead game designer have played the Gloomhaven campaign on board game on the highest difficulty. It took him 2 years to do.
Whoa.
Yeah, but when it's a board game, it's much harder.
So I would say about 50% of the studios are actually huge fans of the game, at least.
Yeah.
The others have now are. They wasn't.
got
They
immersed,
weren't.
yeah.
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 It is a bit harder with the programmers because they take the hardest job really in a way that they have the mechanics
Less freedom, I guess, right?
to a degree, yes.
Yeah.
And also this game, Frosthaven compared to Gloomhaven, the mechanics are much harder to implement. There are a lot more variety in the mechanics. Everything is completely a corner case.
Yeah.
So it was really challenging.
So it's like
fun.
pushing the skills of their ability as well. So
Yeah.
they have to learn more skills to.
There are really insane things, and in the board game, the first 64 missions are the main campaign, and there is a lot of side missions. And some of the side missions were developed by community members and fans of the game and so on in the original game, in the board game, and they went crazy in developing in creating some of those scenarios. For example, there is a scenario that you cannot lose. And it's basically a told story in the pub, in the inn, where people are telling their story of battles and so on, how they win something. And this is what the scenario represents. Or there is really weird, yeah. And there is one scenario that was really great for the artists. I don't know if it's in the beta, but one scenario that is two mountains, and in between them there is a bridge.
Okay.
And when you enter a scenario, you understand it's not a bridge, and this is actually a rib cage of a huge monster,
Oh wow. Okay.
and you're basically fighting on top of this.
Do you believe that there used to be giants that were 15 feet tall on Earth? Do you believe that?
Well, I cannot comment.
I can say.
What about the bones they dug up?
We don't know.
Okay, no comment.
So in this scenario, for example, the mechanic is that the enemies are trying to actually destroy the bridge, and if they destroy it, you fall down to your death. So you actually need to prevent it and so on. So there are a lot of different mechanics that are not so simple as in Gloomhaven.
Anything you want to add?
I wouldn't say. I was actually going to add something about the bones, the ribcage bones between the mountains, but he already said it. So yeah, I don't really.
I don't
have
know
anything
how much I can spoil, really, because
Yeah.
I haven't agreed with our publishers what I can spoil.
Wow.
I think we're good for now.
Well, I think
Honestly, I think we're good. For
I
now.
think that's fine.
Yeah.
But by the time this comes out, the embargo will hit and people will be playing. So,
That's not. Well, I'm saying things that are beyond.
oh, beyond the embargo.
Yeah.
Oh, like future update.
Yes.
Like a little bit beyond, yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
Anything else?
No, I
wouldn't
don't
say.
know if you have any questions.
Yeah.
All right, so the question is, what's the biggest challenge from taking the board game into making it into the video game? But what's like the biggest hurdles you've had?
From my perspective, the biggest challenge is obviously making sure that the board game fans like it.
Yeah.
They're the core audience, and at the same time, we have people that haven't seen it at all,
Yeah.
and they need to actually be able to actually play the game. So we don't want to make it board games only, right? And at the same time, we don't want to alienate them. It is a very thin line, and that's why we want to use the early access to actually use this time to actually cater to both groups. This is really the main challenge, in my opinion.
And your opinion?
Yeah, well, I would say that the hardest thing is the fact that when you're playing a board game with your friends, you can agree on stuff. You can, you can talk like face to face. You can, maybe decide.
house rules.
Yeah, any house rules, anything you can decide, and many of the mechanics of the game are designed in order for like you people to look at each other and like tell each other these things. But they're not really possible to be implemented in that way into the digital version. So yeah, it definitely is a challenge.
In that regard, the digital version technically is harder than the board game.
Yeah. You can't
Because
really agree on things.
In the in the board game, you calculate the movement of the monsters, the AI of the monsters, right? And you know how they behave because you know the rules.
Yeah.
And in the digital version, you don't know the rules; they just act. So you have less knowledge on how they will behave initially. Yeah.
But yeah, that's